We would like to thank our sponsors, Getaway Today. Use Getaway Today for all of your vacation planning needs. You'll get exclusive perks, great discounts, and the best customer service. Most importantly, their services are always free and easy, from experienced and passionate agents who love to make your vacation dreams come true. Head on over to getawaytoday.com from the link in our show notes to see their exclusive deals, and you can call 855-GET-AWAY and let them know Walt's Apartment sent you to start planning your next vacation today.
There was an idea. The idea was to bring together a group of remarkable people, see if they could become something more.
I have an army.
We have a Hulk.
This is the Marvel Tribe, brought to you by Walt's Apartment Podcast and the DisInsider.
Avengers!
Assemble.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Marvel Tribe. We're a group of excited and passionate individuals who have come together to share our love of all things Marvel. We are brought to you by Walt's Apartment Podcast and DisInsider.com. I'm so honored to be joined by this amazing group of Marvel nerds. From the big screen to the small print, feel the pulse in your chest so you know you're alive. One team, one love. It's the Marvel Tribe.
Marvel Tribe.
Yes, yes.
The Marvel Tribe.
Yes. How we all doing tonight?
Fantastic.
Welcome back. Took a week off last week just to kind of regroup and enjoy our families for Memorial Day and everything. So, Sam, how are you doing tonight?
I'm good. I have one more day left with my students, and then Tuesday's the last day for teachers. So the end of the school year is coming. I'm ready for summer.
Nice. Congratulations.
Thanks.
David, how are you, sir?
I'm good. I'm positive thoughts. I'm trying to get this Disney trip going for me and the family and stuff.
Right.
Today I did buy some, merch.
Oh, there you go. A little Mickey Mouse shirt.
Oh yeah.
Good.
Oh yeah. So, I'm going to be praying we can get this scheduling thing down so we can go and I can do the Haunted Mansion.
Yes.
And knock that off of my what do you call those lists that you make before you die?
Bucket list.
There you go. The bucket list. So
ironically, if they let you in right before you die.
Oh man, you'll be number 1,000. Oh,
oh man, has anyone died in the park?
No one's
You're not allowed to die on property.
Okay, that makes sense. I like that rule.
They remove you from property and then say you're dead.
Yes, but it's happened.
They just drag your ass to the county line.
You don't get hit by a monorail and say, "Oh yeah, he didn't die in the park." Come on, now.
He didn't die in the park.
This is the wrong show for that.
Oh no! But I'm
That's
okay.
cool.
Keep talking, yeah. Keep talking.
Sean's camera just fell down, and it's because he's talking. He just gave himself some bad juju there.
Wow. And I'm going to Disneyland in a month. I've had to stop that. I take it all back. I'm sorry. Okay, here we go. Chris, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great. Glad enjoyed last week with my family. A lot of good food, a lot of good cooking.
Oh yeah.
And back to Marvel.
Some of your pictures that you shared with us last week of the food, damn man. That was, Jesus. So good.
I'm sitting there just drooling. I was like,
So David, let me ask you, what's the Marvel Tribe? What's it all about? What's it, bringing in, just getting a group of people together? What's it about?
are we not going to introduce?
Yes.
Okay.
Play along.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm like throwing everything. Method acting. I'm sorry.
Yes.
Method acting. Oh well, so Shawn, thank you for asking. The Marvel Tribe. I mean, we're like the merry men of Guardians of the Galaxy mixed with Avengers, mixed with just people from all different places and all different things and stuff. We have our comic nerds, our experts, our MCU fanboys and girls. We have our single character fanboys and girls, Winter Soldier. We have people who just love the Disney Plus shows. We have people who don't know anything about Marvel, but they want to learn, and they're trying to do it because they're maybe dating someone who's into it, or their children they're trying to connect with, or their grandparents are just full-on Marvel nerds and stuff. So I got to tell you, if you have not had the opportunity to get you some of the Marvel Tribe, you better get you some, because
Get you some.
This is the place to be. And that's all I have to say, Shawn. Dude,
Sam, let me ask you, what's one thing that a tribe should do? What should a tribe do?
Oh, a tribe should.
We should all come together.
Right.
They
should
also
also
be
do
growing. We should be growing. That's
Exactly.
that's the signs of a good, healthy tribe, is when you can go out and you can conquer people and bring them into the fold. And I mean by conquer, not in a bad way. I mean by through love and your shared experience and fandom of the thing your word. I was trying to be all elegant.
It's like using our connected experiences to grow the love that we have for our tribe and the message that we're trying to put into the universe.
Hey, Shawn. Hey, Shawn. When you love people that share the same passion, you should just ask them to join you.
Right. Yeah.
Or not give them a choice to.
Yeah, you infect them like a pandemic of good things.
No. We're not infecting anybody like a pandemic.
Well, with that being said, the tribe is getting bigger, and we're very excited about that. And we're very excited to welcome our newest co-host of the Marvel Tribe. You all know her from Walt's Apartment podcast. You know her from the Extra Magic Hour. The one and only Miss Breanna. Welcome to the Marvel Tribe.
Yay.
Breanna, yeah.
Guys, I'm so excited.
Brianna's already regretting her decision.
Right here.
We figured what better time to bring Breanna on, because about 3 weeks ago she made a comment about Loki that he could teach her anything and she'd let him teach her anything. So Loki starts this week. So I figured, guys, we talked about it and we're going to bring her on. So welcome, Breanna. We're so glad to have you. Tell us a little bit about your love of Marvel.
Let's see. I started besides Bucky. Okay. I remember watching the original Iron Man when I was babysitting. I was forced to watch it, and that kind of started. And then I watched the original Avengers, and I started to fall in love then because I named my cat Thor right after the Avengers. Right, like as soon as I got back from the theater. And then I kind of fell off the bandwagon because I went to college and I was poor and didn't do anything besides study. And then when I got back out of college, I got back into movies. I started going to see movies, and I saw I saw Infinity War, realized that I had missed a ton of stuff in the MCU. So I started going back and watching what I could. Then really fell in love with Endgame. I watched Endgame 5 times in theaters. 3 times in IMAX.
Oh yeah.
And then when I came on to Walt's Apartment, I met David and everyone else that had a love for Marvel, which really got me being like, okay, I've got to go back and watch everything that I've still missed. I have since then bought about 20 comics. I've read, I don't know how many anymore.
Nice.
I have a question.
Yes.
Did the cat have a name prior? And then you changed it?
No, because I'd only had the cat for about a few days before we saw the Avengers, and I was giving a bunch of names out, and my mom was shooting them all down. And then when Avengers happened, I was like, the cat's name's Thor now. He was abandoned, so I bottle fed him for a long time.
Aww.
So I carried him around in a box and bottle fed him.
Perfect. Well, welcome to the show. We're so glad to have you. We're going to have fun. Bill is not with us tonight, but the tribe is now up to 6 now, which we're totally fine with. And we're just having a great time. Tonight, we're going to talk about Avengers Campus just opened this Friday in Disneyland. We're going to talk about Loki coming out. We're going to talk about Dave is going to tackle what the TVA is. And I think we're going to play a game that I'm still not sure how to play it, but it's going to be fun. So,
and Chris is going to talk to us about some Easter eggs too.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. So let's get into it. If you don't know, we record this on Sunday nights and it comes out Sunday night, Monday morning. Friday, Disneyland, California, June 4th. Avengers Campus opened. I watched people walk into there. I watched people get discouraged. I watched people get cry. I watched so much, and it's amazing what they did. For I know Sam, and I don't think Chris has ever been to Disney California Adventure, but there used to be Bugs Land there, which was this really small little part of the land that you're just kind of like, why is this here? It had a couple rides. It had a Heimlich's choo-choo train. It had Tough to Be a Bug show, which I believe Walt Disney World has as well, or if they still do, or they don't, or they still have it. Is it the same idea where the bugs go underneath your seats and all that stuff?
Yeah, that's how it is. Yeah.
Okay. That was there. They had a couple spinning rides. Emotional Whirlwind that is now at Pixar Pier was from Bugs Land. They rethemed it and put it over by Pixar Pier, but just a really small land. And when they decided they were going to close it, they said they're going to make it Avengers Campus because in 2017, Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout opened up, and they're like, "What are you going to do with this?" And the whole time when that ride opened, down on the ground there was a hatch right in front of the ride that had a big A on it for the Avengers, and everyone for years, what does this mean? What does this mean? Until they announced that they're bringing Avengers Campus to Disney's California Adventure, and I believe Paris, is the other one that is where they're building one too. But yeah, it looks amazing. It has 2 attractions now because they actually absorbed Guardians of the Galaxy into the land, that was the plan at first. It was the anchor, and then they also have the web slinger attraction, which is where you shoot. It's kind of like my Midway Mania, where you instead of shooting a gun, you can actually just use your hands and you can do the motion of shooting webs, and you help Spider-Man kill the spider bots. Looks amazing. Based on Pym's Test Kitchen is where the food is, and there's also as part to Doctor Strange's Sanctum. I can talk about it because I've been watching it all weekend. Does anyone else have something they want to add into it? It looks amazing, but there was a lot of bad things not bad, but things that made people not too happy this weekend too. So what are your guys' thoughts?
You have to keep in mind that people are still Disneyland's opening is still so fresh, and people are trying to get used to what theme parks in California look like during a pandemic. So yeah, it was probably a rough time for an opening of something that so many people were anticipating. So I feel like that plays into a little bit about the bad press and media that they've gotten. It's just like a situation where people are a bit more hesitant and trying to make things work with the regulations is probably pretty tricky. But
for sure.
It looks amazing. Everything looks amazing.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So I think, to be fair to Disney, a lot of people were recording a lot of, you saw the lines, and the Disney they're doing their best. People were super excited. To get in and see the Spider-Man, the meet and greet and the Adventures, and they had other stars there. And I saw one video, someone's like, "Hey, there's Tom Holland down there," and people just forget the lines. I'm flocking down. So they got some pushback and stuff like, "Oh, Disney's not really having, they're just a free fall and stuff." And it's not necessarily true. You're looking at snippets of videos and stuff like that, but it's an anticipated event. They've been talking about it for a while. It's now open. It's going to open up even more come June 15th and stuff. But there's 2 segments I want us to talk about. Chris, about Pym's Kitchen, because I definitely hang on every word when he talks about food and stuff, and I really wanted to get his take on that. But I wanted to, for me, I don't get why people weren't really freaking out so much about the animatronics, the groundbreaking in the planet of 8 billion people. And we created, I'm not part of Disney, but they created this animatronic that is of Spider-Man that can free fly through the air doing Spider-Man like acrobatic moves. This is not a real human being, even though you cannot tell if someone didn't tell you it wasn't animatronics. And you would look and well, I don't even think a human can do that. And you would be correct. So it was, I mean, it's amazing. I watched tons of videos of it. I still am in disbelief. I'm like, wow, they just created that has to be a fully functional robot. It must take smoke breaks off in the corner or something because it was amazing. I just can't, I'm beside myself. I was like a little boy watching something real, like watching, like, oh, wow, that's Spider-Man. Like he's flying through the air and stuff.
Yep.
No cables, no nothing. Just like, going from one web, flying over to buildings and stuff. So if you haven't seen it, check out YouTube. There's tons of videos on there and stuff. It's on Twitter. It's on most of social media that people are sharing. But for me personally, it should be the biggest thing ever and stuff. Like it's really cool. It's taking animatronics to the next level. And I can't wait to see what Disney does with that throughout their other parts with the animatronic technology. So,
indeed,
let's talk about food.
Yeah.
It's really like, where do you go from here when you make an animatronic that can fly through the sky like that?
Mm-hmm.
Like what do you do next?
Have you all seen it? I'm sure all of us have seen it.
Yeah.
Yeah. The whole show idea, just a little show of, he's walking around welcoming everyone there. And then he says, here, check out #Amazing Spider-Man. And there's a countdown and the thing just flies through the air. We all saw this on the Imagineering story, 2 years ago, but to see it actually do what it's supposed to be doing. I saw some TikToks and it says, oh my God, that's a real person. I saw a TikTok and the person swore it was a real person. I'm like, there's no way. Who in their right mind would be thrown 100 feet in the air and have to do Spider-Man acrobatics like 10 times a day? No, thank you.
With the price.
Still, no. I don't think I'd have a price to do it. I'm just saying I couldn't be flung. It'd be a big ass cable too. I'm just saying, but
I don't know. We did do that interview with Gina.
That's true. That is very.
I mean, she didn't know what she was. She just knew she was flying into a mattress at the end of it.
Yeah, it's amazing, and that whole just the details from what I've seen. Have you guys seen any video of the Doctor Strange show?
Yes.
No, I have not yet.
So
the details are insane. Go ahead, Chris.
So I've been hearing a lot of pushback. Right.
Mm-hmm.
And you could take it in multiple ways. One, they ran out of food.
Mm-hmm.
Two, it was overcrowded. All right. So let's just remove all of that. And let's take it for what it is. I don't think the people that are complaining understand the level of having Marvel available.
Right.
And it's not part of Universal.
Yep.
Okay. Universal stood with the comic book type. And I'm not talking bad about them. But that's what they stuck with that. This is now their own property. Mm-hmm. And they chose to provide Doctor Strange, not a famous character up until the MCU.
Yep.
Spider-Man, while amazing, the attraction really doesn't blend into his storyline.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a little bit different. Pim's Kitchen, for me personally, I think it's ingenious. Yeah. It play on food and things like that. But they added things like the shawarma cart. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Okay. Pure tie-in just for the MCU movie. Mm-hmm. Right. And then you also have things that people, I think I sent it in the chat. Nobody's mentioning the Dora Milaje is doing their own show.
Yep.
And in each show, they take a moment of silence for Chadwick.
Yep.
Boseman, which is being overlooked because it was crowded. I mean, to me, they're missing what it is.
Yeah.
And I think it's like I saw someone said, I can't believe Wanda and Vision aren't there. Bro, up until a couple of weeks ago, nobody cared about Wanda and Vision as much as the popularity as it came out.
Yep.
I think they did a great thing with continuing the storyline. At this part, I'm confused because I saw Sam, right, and the new Captain America in the unveiling, but I don't know if Steve Rogers' Captain America is there.
He is.
On opening day, he was there. Yeah, I saw a video.
They had both. Yep.
Okay, so I could see, and again, for the people that it's made for to be able to experience everything, I think it's a home run. They knocked it out of the park.
Yeah.
When people are they're killing the attraction, the Spider-Man attraction. And listen, I mean, at the end of the day, they look at what they were able to do just with a small space, as you said.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So it's either nothing or that. I'm happy.
Yeah.
To mention what David was mentioning about the food, I've been hearing tons of praises, and then I hear people screaming about the food. There's a panini that is like it's salami, rosemary ham, provolone, focaccia bread, and it's really large. And it's on like a sheet pan that's served on.
Mm-hmm.
It's a family size.
It's $99.
Mhm.
Now, yes, that's extremely expensive, but I think it feeds 6.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that
Kind of
part isn't
back
mentioned, though. You know, they're mentioning a panini sandwich that's $99.
Yeah.
Something that's really cool. You know the clips that hold the bread together that you get when you get a loaf of bread?
Mhm.
There's one hanging that's holding the tubes in the test kitchen. And it's the wires that come out of the soda cans.
Yeah.
And the date on it is August 3rd. I think it's August 3rd. And that is, oh God, the name forgot me. The gentleman that played Ant-Man. Who's the actor? Paul Rudd's birthday.
Really?
Yeah.
Done with the Easter eggs.
Yeah.
So that part's cool. You know, they want to talk about how crowded it is. There's a sewer that's coming out that's leaking gamma rays. And if you look at it from when you're standing, there's 3 trees. Well, the tree that's standing where the gamma ray leakage is like 3 times larger than the 2 trees on the side. So things like that, I mean, I think are the details that I look for, you know, and how they give back to that. The food, I haven't tasted it yet, but from the pictures, outstanding. I think we're only scratching the surface of what they can expand to. With this size difference, I think they have tons and tons of available menu changes. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm a fan. And for all those that hate it, go piss off.
Right. So I have a question for you guys that from Walt Disney World. When Galaxy's Edge opened, did they have the 4-hour slots that you could spend in that you had to spend and you had to leave? Was that the same? Did they have the same thing there?
Pretty sure they did. Yeah.
They
At
did.
the very beginning.
I question why they didn't do the same thing for this.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead, Breanna.
I think a lot of it's because of the pandemic and the way they're doing things, because I was wondering that too. But like what they were doing was the mobile boarding pass for the ride. So if you got a boarding pass for the ride, when you were able to get on the ride, you were able to get into Avengers Campus. So those people didn't have to wait in line. So then what do you do if you've already got like a boarding group for the land and a boarding group for the ride? Like where does that go? And then we're only mobile ordering because of the pandemic. That might be something they keep afterwards. I mean, they have had mobile order, but that wasn't your only option. But that right now, that is your only option. So what do you do then? Like you can't mobile order until you get into the park. Like you can't mobile order until you would have your group that was in your 4-hour section. So I just don't think there was a way to do everything mobily. And I think that is kind of what hurt the opening. And I do think that if we were in regular times that they would have done it like they did with Galaxy's Edge. And I think it would have been a little more clean. It is a giant space issue, which isn't Disneyland's fault. They don't have the space. Like we got the space that we got. And that's kind of what they're working with. And when you try to shove that many people into such a tiny space, pandemic or not, it's going to be crowded, and it's going to be crowded for a long time. So it's just, I think it's just kind of one of those things where everything is just kind of like all together and like it's just not working because of just the way that things are right now and the way that the rules have to work at Disneyland.
Did you guys see the beverages?
Oh yeah.
And the beakers.
So the beaker, but it's filled from the bottom.
Yeah.
Right. And that was actually used. I was part of when they were trying to launch that in a couple of stadiums, probably like 2008, 2009. And a friend of mine watched a video about them doing that, called me, and he says, "Do you remember when you said it's only a matter of time before Disney has this everywhere?" I said, "Yes." He goes, "Well, they have it."
Oh, and one thing, when you talked about the panini, yeah, they were talking about how it's $100. I didn't notice until today when I just got on to look at the Disneyland app, they have an individual serving of that panini for $15.
Yeah.
And no one advertised that. They just want to complain about $100 sandwich.
Correct.
Like, you can buy an individual serving of that sandwich.
Imagine if there was a show
for $100.
Right. And I was like, if I had a family, like, it's usually just me or me and my friends. So I was like, never would I purchase a $100 sandwich. But if I went with my family, heck yeah, like, we would spend way more than $100, like, wherever we were eating.
I'm definitely buying it. And
Do it.
I don't know if my family is going to join me for it, but I'm definitely getting it.
There you go.
Imagine if there was a show
Do
that
it
could
early.
just show you how to make all that food at Avengers Campus, and you can make it at home.
Yeah, what would you call that show?
What would you call that show?
It had to be done differently, though. So
Yeah.
That's too much. I don't know if we can handle that.
yeah,
I got my cheap popping.
So everybody go watch Disney Done Differently, which is Chris's YouTube channel, where he teaches us how to make all of the yummy park foods in a way that makes sense to us at home.
for sure. Disney Done Differently.
So are you gonna do that panini, Chris?
There will be a whole Avengers Campus series coming out.
Nice.
So
Yes. Okay.
So, Chris, being the foodie from all of us here, from everything you saw, what impressed you the most food wise? What do you think? Okay, yeah, that's a great idea. What do you think?
the chicken sandwich.
Yep, I agree.
Outstanding with the large and the small. The one that I disliked the most, a plant-based meatball. Come on.
No,
I can't.
It's got meat in the name.
You don't like the Impossible meatball?
Nah, I'm not into food that's supposed to be other food. But I tell you the shawarma.
Yeah.
I've seen real pictures of it. It's done really well.
It looks really good.
Yeah, and again, attention to detail. The parking spots with the nods to Peggy Carter, the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., not the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., the wings from when Iron Man's father was working with that agency. What was the agency called? Oh, I forgot. All right. You could edit this part. Yeah. Never mind.
All good. So did you guys notice, like, on the graffiti wall, Miles actually signed the wall too on the Spider-Man on the building? Miles, so yeah, I think it was done great. All the videos I've seen, I think it's going to be amazing. When I planned my trip, and I'm going in July in 4 weeks, when I planned my trip, I was dumb and actually got 2 park hopper passes, but I going to Disneyland first both days because I was just obsessed with doing Rise of the Resistance, and I didn't even think about it until after it. I already booked everything. That I'm just hoping now, like at noon, I'll be able to get the boarding pass into Avengers Campus. So we'll see. Root for me, but I'm so excited for it. I can't wait for it. And Breanna, you were just at Downtown Disney this week. What's the buzz there like for Avengers Campus? I know Shawn was there as well too, and there's just Avengers stuff everywhere, right?
There is a lot of Avengers stuff. They had the backstage, was it Stage 17 store, all open with Avengers stuff, which I found the Winter Soldier Funko Pop I've been looking for months.
Oh,
and it's chock full of everything. I mean, and I think from what I've understood, like inside Avengers Campus, pretty much the only merch they're selling, at least at this moment, is the gear for the Web Slingers ride. But I'm pretty sure that Stage 17 is still open, and it is it's got everything. Actually, I took a bunch of videos that I was going to put on TikTok of all of the merch. It's absolutely insane. There's everything from movies. There was like a $8,000 almost life-size Iron Man statue. I was like,
you mean the Walt's Apartment Podcast TikTok?
Yes, the Walt's Apartment Podcast TikTok.
Plug.
Here's the one thing, and Sam, you could just be quiet for a second. Spider-Man. Okay? Spider-Man. Sony owns partial rights, right? They just did the merger. They based the first animatronic to do what it's doing on Spider-Man. They don't even own him fully. That's a genius marketing. Okay, Sam, you're back.
I mean, I think it also just speaks to how popular Spider-Man is. Sorry, Sam. But
Spider who?
I don't know.
No, but like a spider bot.
The spider bots, and you get back. I mean, they have backpacks for the droids too, but a little backpack that you can carry your spider bot around in. I love it.
I feel like we could talk about this the whole time, but we could talk about this on the Extra Magic Hour too this week too. So let's move on to the next thing, which is this Wednesday, same day that Walt's Apartment podcast live stream comes out. Another shameless plug is Loki. And Sam, how excited are you for Loki?
So excited. I still don't know what to expect. Like, I don't know like the direction that they're going to be taking it. It's kind of just going to blow my mind. So I'm just ready to see what they give us.
And you're very excited because school is done. So you'll get to stay up till midnight and watch it, correct?
Yes.
Or it would be 2 a.m. for you, right?
Yeah, it'd be like 2 or
It'll be 2 a.m., but that's fine.
All right.
Or if not, like, I don't have to get up and go to school in the morning, so I could just watch it when I wake up in the morning.
There you go. Yeah. And I agree. I don't know what to expect. I don't know a lot about Loki except is he dead? Is he not dead? Because last time I saw he died, but
He's
so
dead.
Okay. So this is okay. So I don't know what to say. So David, what are you looking forward to in this?
So my suspicion is that they're going to kind of revamp the King the Conqueror's his story arc, because they ended up, because first of all, we'll talk about this later, who the TVA is and stuff, but there's a story arc because King is a thorn in their side, and every time he goes back and forth in time, he changes the multiverse, he creates more kings and everything else, and to the point where one of the TVA people got the idea to recruit a king and then they used him to battle the other. I mean, so I don't know if they're going with that and they're replacing King with Loki. It'd be kind of cool to see how they're going to do that. But I've also have a suspicion that Loki, being the trickster god he is, he's looking at this opportunity as a way to maybe go and collect all the Affinity Stones. Because if he has to go to different timelines and deal with himself, and there's different timelines where he has access or could get access to Affinity Stones, and he could be doing this double secret cross mission and stuff to just collect them all. So I don't know. I'm excited to see what's going to befold. He's the trickster god, and I think it's going to be a pretty exciting thing. And we'll talk about the time variance authority here after this.
I actually really like the whole King, like Loki through the King the Conqueror lens. Like, I didn't even consider that, and now that's what I want. So if I don't get that, David, thanks for getting my hopes up. It's all your fault. But that's that sounds like it's going to be a good storyline if that's the route they go. I hope so. I just don't know what to expect yet.
Right, Breanna, how about you? What are you looking forward to?
Well, I love the fact that we're getting Loki from the past. So we're really reinventing his whole story again. So we've watched Loki through Dark World and Ragnarok and Endgame, of how like he grew close to his brother again, and he was like, forgave by Thor in a way, and like how he just really became this nicer person. Mm-hmm. I don't know if that's the best way to explain it, but and now we are going back and we are getting straight after post Avengers Loki, who just tried to take over the Earth. So it's we're erasing so much of his backstory that we got through all these movies, and we're really getting to reinvent what he's going to be like. And I'm very excited to see what this Loki is going to bring.
I do not want him to be good. They better do not give him the Zemo treatment. No. And even not Zemo treatment, because Zemo's not good. I mean, sorry, spoiler alert, you guys who love him. But I don't want a redemption arc for Loki, because that's not his character. No.
Right.
The only thing that redeemed Zemo was those sick dance moves.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
Chris,
dance moves in that private jet. I mean.
So I'm going into this one with I feel like WandaVision was a prep for this show, in the sense of Easter eggs, hidden messages, stuff that you watch during the MCU movies that this will affect, and you'll be like, how did they even think of that being connected? So I think this is going to be a lot more of the thinking afterwards breakdown more than just what's happening. So it's definitely a rewatchable series. I think that's going to be coming. There is a ton of Easter eggs that after David explains the TVA that are already out there and have been out there for over a couple of months now. So
we're about to step up our Marvel Tribe game because there's going to be a lot to dig into and digest.
So coming out last week, we saw a picture released of the Thor: Love and Thunder actually wrapped.
Yeah, we did.
Yes, we did. So, ladies, tell us about that, about what you guys saw. So,
remember when I said I like Thor enough to name my cat after him?
She likes him even more now. I saw muscles, big muscles.
Yes.
You know, it's funny in the picture it was put in our group chat, and Jade circled and says, "That who I think it was?" And was she thinking that was Korg, or was she thinking it was? I thought when she first. Yeah. I was curious. She said, "Is that who I think it was?" I thought maybe it was Ben from Fantastic Four, and I first looked at it for a second, but then I was like, "I don't know what I'm talking about." So, but yeah.
Yeah, no, that is Korg. So I always mess up his name.
Taika Waititi.
Yeah, Waititi. He plays Korg, and when they interact and they film, they do. I mean, he is CGI'd, but they for practical effects, they have a Korg head mounted above Taika's head. So when Thor or anyone interacts with Korg, they're looking at Korg, and so it doesn't messes up the CGI. It's practical effects and stuff. And so when they took the picture and for the wrap, you saw the harness with Korg's floating head above Taika. So
you know why he's so jacked, right? You know it's not for Thor.
Oh, tell us.
Why? Seriously.
Don't.
Why?
He's playing Hulk Hogan.
Oh, come on. Is he really?
He's
doing the Hulk Hogan movie. And he had to do an extreme. His arms weren't big enough.
The pythons weren't big enough,
and he went through a rigorous work. I mean, the guy's in great shape to begin with. Juice, but it's amazing that how much juice can make your body juice work out like that.
Especially in 8 weeks, cycles. It's weird. Yeah, it's.
But no, seriously, that's what he's that much bigger. And then for Thor, he just shredded, and I mean, he is like 3 times the size of what he was in the previous movies.
Well, I mean, if you want to keep talking about juice, I am kind of thirsty, so he can come here and give me some. Okay, no, like not looking like Hulk Hogan, like.
Wow. Okay.
So I don't know. After Thor, you still have to have a career, and if you're that big and stuff, you got to do something. But I don't know. I have my own comments on Hulk Hogan. First of all, I'm not a big fan of his anyway. I like other wrestlers and stuff that were pretty, Bret Hart and a lot. Yeah. Anyway, Undertaker. They should have done an Undertaker. Movie about Undertaker, but they chose Hulk because he's Americana. They built him up. He lasted throughout the 80s, 90s, and the 2000s. He's the household name, so of course they're going to have
Hulkamania.
One of the biggest stars play in a movie about Hulk. So we'll see how that fares.
Well, he had more fans, and that's what's going to bring the money in for them.
So Thor is Hulk.
Thor is Hulk. Yes.
And according to Sam, the juice is worth the squeeze, right?
So this will be the only time I wish to see Hulk get his ass beat on screen. So
right. All right. Okay, so moving on to our next topic, David. What is the besides
the
WrestleMania
TVA?
3? What is when Hulk Hogan body slammed onto the giant? Remember that back when? But
anyway, brother, yes,
yes.
I
Okay,
can't
anyway.
do the Macho Man stuff. I tried and I just
yeah.
oh yeah. let's talk about the time variance authority. No, I can't. Okay, that's not. So I'm sorry. What was the question? What was there?
What's the TVA?
Oh, the TVA. Yeah. Let's talk about the TVA. So it's the time variance authority. For those who don't know, so you have the multiverse, which multiple different universes and stuff, multiple different worlds, and then you have the timelines on all of those different universes and stuff. And the TVA is responsible for watching those timelines. So they're not necessarily responsible for, people traveling in and out of multiverses. They could care less. They only care about if you are purposely kind of monkeying up the timeline and stuff. And with that said, they're kind of, I'll put it this way. I heard someone say this best to describe them. They're kind of like the IRS of the timeline and stuff. They pick and choose who they audit. They are afraid to go after bigger, more omnipotent beings. King the Conqueror is the most abusive person who abuses the timeline, and they can't do jack about it. It's like, it is what it is. But they're one of many people who help kind of keep this multiverse and timeline existing the way it needs to. And the TVA has been known, if you muck up the timeline bad enough, they'll not only delete you, they'll destroy the entire universe. Like, it's gone. Like, it's like, you messed it up so bad. Now there is times where they will ignore things, and this is why I believe that they just so you know, so the time variance authority, they have there's these watchers, and I can't remember the name of these, they're the auditors and stuff, and all they do is just watch the timelines, and they make decisions, and they're just like they're really the clone of the director, but they're all free thinking. They can kind of come to their own conclusions and everything else and stuff. And with that said, some aren't that great. Some are jerks. Some really, some are corrupt, and some, are, very straight laced and stuff. And they have internal beefs and everything else and stuff. And we see Owen Wilson, who plays Mobius and stuff, who's like I believe he's the second in command for the director and stuff. There's a hierarchy of chain of commands in there. And he has, this is why I think the Conqueror arc is being used, because he's making a decision, because I think what they did is when he took the time stone and went back in time, he made his mission was to go and collect all the other stones, that because it still was the same. That was the old villainous Loki. He just attacked New York and stuff. So somewhere they saw that he was doing that, and he was probably going to be successful and change the timeline. So that's when they caught him, and they gave him an option. We can obliterate you and the entire universe, or, depending on how bad he mucks things up, or we can have you help fight yourself and fix this and stuff, or do something to that extent. But this is what they do. They're tasked with watching the timeline. We have variety of different characters that's responsible for the multiverse, from great giant beings to smaller characters. They tend to not mess with the bigger god tier characters. So like America Chavez, who can just at will jump through multiverses, which I don't think we've talked about that because she hasn't been introduced quite yet. They would definitely see someone they would absolutely tamper with, but Doctor Strange, they would think twice. They would think twice about and stuff. The Ancient One, they wouldn't even touch with a 10-foot pole. But I haven't, I know they got introduced in the comic books in the 80s and stuff, and they're kind of a joke. It really was. And then they kind of, they got introduced in the Thor comic. They actually recruited Thor to help them kind of clean up the timeline and stuff. And, and you see them like in little bits and pieces and stuff. So of different comic books and stuff, and their reference and stuff. But yeah, they're time gatekeepers, and that's what they do. And we'll see how they're going to use Loki and what this story is going to be. And I'm excited for it.
I'm wondering, so when they were introduced in Thor, that was like Justice Peace's storyline with Zaniac, right?
Yes.
So what if that is the storyline they're going after with Loki? Like, what if he's like, because
they could,
because basically that's what Thor was doing, right? He was going back in time with the TVA to try and basically destroy Zaniac's past self.
Yeah, but he would. Yeah, but the reason why I think it's a little different is because they're forcing him to fight himself, or what it looks like. He's going back to challenge or to do something with other Lokis and stuff, and not to deal with a more powerful being as far as a recruitment tool. I think they gave him an option in his when he got judged and trialed and stuff, and so I think it's more in that. More, it could be. We don't know. I mean, Marvel Cinematic Universe.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I have no idea what to expect, so I'm so excited. But I'm really excited for TVA because obviously that's more multiverse. That's leading us into the X-Men even more. You don't think so?
No. So
I just want to say one thing, Dave, just what you were saying. So I have a lot of empty space in my head, and now I know that you're in there because
is that good?
Yesterday I did a whole rabbit hole search of Miss America, which is America Chavez.
America Chavez, yep.
Which is a character that I don't know if a lot of people are familiar, and I think we're going to see her.
You think? I have a suspicion.
But there's a huge tie-in if you add her into the Doctor Strange movie and then you go her storyline. So I don't know if you're listening to the mirror I talk to every morning, but sorry. And I think it would be for people that don't know who America Chavez is. Miss America, she's the first Latina America LGBTQ character to ever go on. And I think at the time in the world that we're in now, I could definitely see Disney and Marvel adding that. So sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt your.
No, that's beautiful. That's beautiful thought there. I love that you guys are inside of each other's heads. But so you don't think that the TVA at all opens the doors for the X-Men?
No, if anything, the TVA would do something with the Fantastic Four, but
because I know there's that connection to Reed Richards.
Yep. Oh yes, there is, but I don't see them doing that yet. That would be
no. I don't think it's yet, but I'm just saying, the more we hear TVA and stuff, then that means the closer we're getting.
We could. So here's if I was Marvel and I wanted to give an Easter egg, one of the timelines that that Loki is going to go to may have some existence of some X-Men characters and stuff, and maybe they're mentioned in name and not seen. That's how I would believe they would do that, because I think honestly, in my opinion, I could be wrong. I was wrong about Mephisto. Yeah, see, I'm everywhere. Actually, I was. Yeah. Anyway, I think that's a huge payoff reveal for Marvel. That while I love Loki is really going to inform the big screen, and the big screen's where we're going to get the oh my God, head explosions, and Fantastic Four, as well as introduction of the X-Men, is going to be on the big screen.
Gotcha.
It makes sense. It has to be. Now, with that said, they could absolutely talk about mutants. They can reference it. We could get Easter eggs and stuff, but I don't think we're going to get anything like a cameo or anything like we're seeing.
I agree.
The Young Avengers cameos are which they haven't really fully but we know they're the Young Avengers and stuff by their characters and names and stuff. But I don't think we're going to get that with the X-Men for Loki.
Yeah,
but I mean, do you think maybe sorry, Chris, do you think maybe we could get one in Black Panther?
So we could. I do want to say this though. There is a scene where Mobius is he's drinking some water and he spit it out and said that tastes like Namor. So I don't know if you caught that. So that could be a big Easter egg. I mean, he may not have said Namor, but
you guys are hurting my heart.
Just to add to the Loki Easter eggs, it's called Missed Minutes. So the Minutemen are the people that work for the TVA.
Yes.
And the Minutemen, so this logo is Missed Minutes, and it's a clock. There's actually a Twitter account. Right now it's being followed by over 10,000 people. And since May, it's been dropping tons and tons of hints. Whether it's the Minutemen went missing, but how? That's a shame. We can find them. It's not the variant. Then who? And it's just like, okay, there's too many different things out there in this whole. So if you want to really just jump onto that Twitter account and really just can dig into it, there's actually like letters and numbers that you have to go back and try to put the letters to the number to spell out what he's trying to say. And it's really going to break up that timeline. So that's where I'm going with the TVA chrono monitors and all that kind of stuff that they're going to be breaking down that I'm looking forward to.
Oh, absolutely. And just so you guys know, so the Minutemen are kind of like the FBI. They're the ones who go out and they catch you for doing infractions against the timeline, changing it and stuff. And like I said, there could be like organic changes that they don't do anything to. We've seen that, where like if Peter Parker's, Uncle Ben, the guy decided to not mug him and kill him and stuff. That does change the timeline, but it was an organic decision that was made versus Spider-Man, like time traveling back to stop, Uncle Ben from dying and stuff. Then that, that's an artificial manipulation of the timeline. And then they absolutely would do their best to come and take Peter Parker in. I mean, they've arrested Iron Man before.
Yeah, it's they call it temporal interference.
Thank you. Yes.
Yeah. I'm on the Miss Minutes Twitter right now, Chris, and they actually have things in runes. So now I'm going to have to sit here when we're done recording and try and decode these runes to figure out what these messages are.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Shawn, you watched the movies most recently in the proper order. Mm-hmm. Have you noticed Loki in the MCU? The Loki in the MCU to me is the C-3PO of the MCU. He's in everything, right? Yeah. Have you noticed though? Did you pay more attention to him now, knowing that this series was coming up of things he did?
Oh, absolutely, and that's why I was saying when we talked in the beginning, I said, I don't know, is he really dead? Because we did see him die in Infinity War, but is he really dead? But then in Endgame, I understand they went backwards in time and they went to to the tower where he was, and he grabbed that stone and disappeared. And where did he go from that point? So he could be somewhere else. Maybe he's in the time that the TVA that this is happening. Yes, but to answer your question in a short form, yes, because I had no idea who Loki was. I just thought he was just this kind of smart ass guy, but he's very intriguing to me. So that's yes.
Oh yeah, he's very devious. I mean, he's a trickster god. So his level of tyranny is on high. So it makes sense that this is not a straight-laced Loki. There's always I'm sure whatever sentence they gave him, which is he chose opposite of death, he has alternative motives and stuff to do. And whether he's alive, the way I think we're going to get a lot more clarity for a lot of the fans and stuff. And I'll just say, just kind of hold on and watch this, and also watch Doctor Strange, the Multiverse of Madness. Mm-hmm. And you kind of will see kind of two things that are happening, how timelines and multiverses work. So, because they're not the same thing, but I can go back in time, like Back to the Future and stuff, in my own universe and stuff. That doesn't mean I'm crossing over to multiverse. Right. So, but Doctor Strange is dealing with multiverse, traveling and stuff where there's a whole other Earth and there's a whole other Avengers and whole other villains and stuff. And then they can go back in time or forward or anything else. And so the TVA is going to be confusing to a lot of people, I think, until Loki starts. And then as these 6 episodes starts to play, it's going to make a lot more sense how they operate in the MCU. So
Sam and David, I know you guys had comics growing up, and Breanna, you're just starting to grab some. Did you guys lean more towards the Earth 616 storyline?
Yep.
Kind of not. I mean, there's I think there's some really cool that's not so canon storylines that I really like. But yeah, I mean, it was the linchpin of
I think it was just the easiest to consume. Like that was the bulk of what was popular. And
Breanna, did you have any of that thought coming into getting them, or you just saw titles and
titles, people on TikTok recommending certain ones? I mean, it's just too mass for me to be like, oh, these are what I'm going to go with, and I'm like, there's too much. So I just kind of go with titles. I downloaded Marvel Unlimited, and I just sit there and scroll, and I'll be like, this one looks fun.
Yeah.
What about you, Chris?
Yeah, I've always went through to 616, but I didn't know that I was doing that as I was collecting until I got older and realized that, oh, wow, here's the connectivity. As you guys know, I mean, I have tons of Spectacular Spider-Man and Amazing Spider-Man, and I'm like, well, what was the difference? But then you can that's how my head started to learn about that. But that app that Breanna just mentioned is well worth it. But Breanna, I really hope, and I would remove myself, but the other people that are part of the show, can you ask them before you go to TikTok for comics?
Yes, there's some interesting people who are dead. I mean, they are dead wrong about a lot of their stuff on TikTok and stuff. But it's an open platform for anyone and stuff, and it's open for debate, and you can challenge and all that stuff. But there's some people who are like, I mean, they are just like dead serious in their wrongness about a lot of the things and stuff. And one of the things, I'll share with you guys out there. So here's a fun little fact. So the Marvel comic universe is completely different than the Marvel cinematic universe. And the main universe in the Marvel comics is 616. In the cinematic universe, it's not 616. They pull from origins from the characters and stuff, but they are different. They are this universe, the cinematic universe that Kevin Feige helped construct, is called. I always call it the Prince universe, only because of this 1999-99. That's the Marvel universe that we see right now that is on the big screen. So it's 199999. So have fun with that little Easter egg and stuff. It's not 616, so things shouldn't happen the way 616 happened. Feige and crew have proved it by grabbing source material and just rechanging things to make it different on the big screen, and they do that on purpose. So
right,
yeah, because they don't want us to be able to predict what's going to come next, because we're like, mostly familiar with 616. We know how that storyline goes. And so they're pulling from different things and they're creating new content because they don't want it to be predictable for us. They want to feed enough of the 616 to us to get us hooked. And then they want to blow our minds with new things or spinning in a completely different direction or putting a new character into someone else's storyline, which sounds like it might be kind of what we might be getting with Loki. So it's exciting. It's fun. David, you have a fun game for us.
Absolutely. So just so you guys know, Namor is 616. So this game we're going to play here. Hopefully it translates very well over the podcast. But I have this. It's called. Actually, I haven't titled it, but it's going to be Marvel Versus. So we're going to split up our amazing co-hosts into two teams. They're going to be the red team and the blue team. And how this works, we have a roulette wheel full of Marvel Cinematic Universe characters, and we're going to do a team matchup, and we're going to let the wheel decide what two characters are going to be on the teams, and the wheel's going to randomly select the characters, 2 for the red team, 2 for the blue, and we're going to just kind of see how they wash out. We're going to use common sense here when it comes to the battle. So, if you have someone like Nick Fury versus the Incredible Hulk, we know who actually wins that battle and stuff. So it's going to be played like that. We're going to let the wheel does it so it keeps it fair. And hopefully if it's a fun game, we're going to be able to do this for shows in the future and stuff.
Sure.
So, with this, I have no clue how to split up the team. If anyone has any ideas and stuff.
Breanna, you want to be in my team and we'll do girl power?
Yeah, I like that.
There you go.
So the first introduction will be girls versus boys. And so the girls will be the red team. Boys, since we have 3 of us, will be the blue team. And I'm going to let the girls go first. So I'm going to go ahead and hit spin on this, and we'll see. We'll go back and forth. So we'll see who's your first character on your team. And are you guys ready?
Let's go.
All right, let's do this. So let me go ahead and spin the wheel.
Get you some.
Get you some.
Get you some of that.
So I can't beat David like I did in the debate, correct?
Oh,
Correct.
man.
We're teammates here. So,
But I mean, you can lose to me though, so there's that.
It is true.
All right, so let's see who is the first person on the girls' team.
Winter Soldier.
It's too tiny.
Howard the Duck.
Oh man!
Yes.
All right.
Howard the Duck.
Yeah.
So
It's a
they
great
got
movie.
Howard the Duck. Okay, so it's our turn. It's our turn. So let's see who's going to be the first character on our team and see what this matchup looks like so far.
Okay.
So go ahead and spin the wheel, and see we can get virtually anybody. Oh,
All right.
Oh.
We got the vulture.
Whoa, okay. We
the
got
Vulture?
the Spider-Man vulture here. Okay.
Well, Howard the Duck and Vulture. Okay.
I would actually like to see that matchup here. Okay. So
Really?
let's do the second round here and see who's
For the girls, let's see.
second character for the girls. Okay. Spin the wheel. It's spinning. And they have
Stop it. Okay.
Girl
Okay.
power.
So we
Girl
have
power.
Pepper Potts. Yeah. Girl power.
Pepper Potts. Okay. So, all right. So
We've got Pepper Potts and Howard the Duck.
okay, let's see who finishes out our team and see who wins this round here. So here we go, boys. This is for the big money win. See if we get Hulk. or
David,
somebody.
stack the wheel.
This is random. You're watching this yourself, so I am not doing this. No way. Is it? We got red. We got the red skull.
Okay. So we have Howard the Duck
Yes, Howard the Duck and Pepper Potts.
and Pepper Potts, and you have Vulture and Red Skull.
Yes,
And we really did wind up with 2 major villains.
yes.
Yep.
We're the bad guys here, and
We won.
I don't know how you feel,
And we won.
boys, but we kind of won this one. This is
Yes. I mean,
Yeah. I can't even
Pepper-
fight anything.
like, what's Pepper going to do? Stand there and complain?
ouch.
I mean, kind of the same with Howard the Duck.
I mean, she
Brianna and
might
Sam,
go
have you guys
yell
seen
at
Howard
her.
the Duck? Have you guys seen that movie?
Yeah.
No.
Brianna and Sam, have you guys seen that?
No.
I mean, I know about Howard the Duck,
yeah.
but I've
Yeah.
not seen it. No.
Yeah,
Shawn, it's as if they watched The Outsiders right after it.
Yeah, we had a double feature. Howard.
That's a good night. All right.
Oh, God.
All right, so you guys ready for another round? So the boys
Yeah.
win this one.
So best out of 3 here.
It's the
Yeah.
best. Yeah, we can do this.
All right.
Yeah. So this episode, best out of 3. So let's here
All
we go. So girls are up first, unless you guys want to concede to us, because it's up to you. You guys want to go first?
We'll stay first.
All right.
Hopefully.
So spinning the Marvel wheel. Let's see who's your first teammate. Oh, yeah, Meek. Cord sidekick.
Oh.
Okay. You got the little bug from
Always
Thor,
a sidekick.
from Thor Ragnarok. Okay. All right.
Oh, dang it.
All right. So let's see who we have up first. Again, I don't control the will. It is random. So who knows who we get?
White Vision. White Vision is about to step on Meek.
Oh man, we got White Vision. Okay, all right.
We get a cockroach, and they get a synthezoid.
A white version of a synthezoid. So we get his privilege and everything. This is all right. All right, so let's see who the girls get. I'm feeling good about our team. So let's see how the girls do this next round here. Hopefully they don't get like someone like Thanos or something there.
Please give us Thanos.
Right.
At this point, we need it.
You get Korg.
Oh.
We've got Wiccan, who doesn't.
All right.
I mean, are we? Wait. Okay.
Are we like
going
baby
comics
Wiccan?
or like?
You get the you get the.
Well, I mean, we have to go comics because he's not technically in the MCU yet.
True. I mean, yeah, he was introduced as a child, but you get Wiccan, so you can have the comic book version.
Wiccan and Meek. This is my friend Meek.
So, Cockroach and a Witch. So
do we really need to even have our second guy?
I'm gonna be honest, we kind of don't, but let's play it by the rules.
Maybe we'll get the real Vision. Both Vision.
No, White Vision's like my fake wife with her fake children.
Oh, it's over. It's
The guy's got Yondu.
Man. Oh, with the magical, it's done. So
sorry, Wiccan, you just lost.
we won that. Do we want to make it a 3-peat? So we'll just do 3 rounds and stuff. I mean, pretty much one. So
I tell you what, why don't you let the girls
go second? Let you guys go first because you won the last 2 rounds.
All right. So,
and if I end up regret saying that, I'm gonna cry.
Yeah, I was like, I'm not ready.
All right, here we go. So, boys, all right, fellas, let's see who's the first one on our team.
I do like this game, though, David.
I do. That's pretty cool.
I do too. Okay, we have. Come on. Iron Man. Okay, all right. With the Mark 50 suit. Okay.
All right, that Mark 80 though. That Mark 80 suit at the Avengers Campus is pretty cool.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah.
All right, girls. Here's your spin. Here it is. Big money.
And it's gonna be
no.
Oh. Ant-Man.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
Well, to be fair, I'm favoring the girls on this match.
Yeah, Ant-Man can.
Yep.
If people know Ant-Man,
Yeah.
I mean, it's better than Meek. It's still Bug, but
At least,
See if the girls can pull this out because right now Ant-Man is inching out Iron Man in this. All right, so
it's
this is
slight.
fellas.
It's just a slight one.
All right, fellas, let's tip the scales back into our favor. Let's see what we get. Come on, no, not the roast chicken. No,
you got me.
It's like 10,000 names on this wheel.
There is. Oh my god!
Okay. You guys got Meek.
We got Meek. We got Meek.
Okay.
Okay.
I hope you get Pepper Potts again.
Okay, here we go, girls. Final spin. Let's see what we got here.
Give us Agatha.
Oh, no way. Girls win.
We got Groot.
Girls win. I'm sorry to say, there's no way. So
Iron Man would be so irritated with Meek. He would kill his own partner.
Yeah,
I think so.
I think it'd be some infighting there.
Yep.
So with Ant-Man and Groot would absolutely the 2 combo. And I'll be honest, I don't know about you, Chris, or Shawn. The girls definitely won in this round,
for sure.
So,
yep,
yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, but you guys won the game overall.
Yes.
Overall, yes. This round was 2-1. I actually enjoy this. I want to do more of this.
Yes, let's do this.
Fun.
So we can add this, and so let's keep this in the record books that
hey,
guys
Shawn.
came out victorious on this one.
I'm undefeated on Marvel Tribe. Just want to let you know.
Oh, yeah. Well, yes, he is. Yes, he is.
No matter what he
Yeah,
plays,
I
he
can
wins.
pull that down.
All right, so we are back here. So that was the game. I haven't really came up with a proper name. So if any of you fans out there want to, jump on the Walt's Apartment Podcast, our fan page on Facebook, our Instagram, or even in TikTok, and come up with the name for the game, feel free to do so. But that's our game, our Marvel versus game. So
Marvel matchups.
There you go.
I'd like to add my name choice right here.
Okay, go ahead.
Get you spun.
Get you spun.
Oh man, actually,
wow, that's not bad at all.
We're gonna play Get You Spun.
Get you spun.
Get You Spun, the Marvel matchup game.
There you go.
Oh man,
so do we have any more?
We could turn this into a drinking game too. If you lose, you have to take a shot.
Okay.
Oh, can we do that?
Yeah.
Why not?
I will do that.
This game will develop over time. It will become a household game. So
that's right.
Yes.
We're gonna have to start doing it on live shows. Wait a sec. This is going to be exclusive when we get a Patreon or whatever we decide to do. You guys can hang out with us in video chat, and you guys have to take shots with us.
No, absolutely. Okay, we'll do that.
Chris is like, I'm not trying to die.
Anyone else have any cool Marvel news to talk about this week?
We're good. I'm just excited for Loki.
Yeah.
So excited. Can't wait to talk to you guys next Sunday.
Yep. So we'll see Loki on Wednesday. We'll maybe talk a little bit about it on the live, but not too much. I don't want to give any spoilers the day it comes out. But definitely next Sunday night, we'll be back here talking all about Loki. And all of us here at the Marvel Tribe, we hope you guys have a great night. We'll see you next week. Good night.
See you next week.
Bye.